If they robbed.
If they robbed.
Yeah.
No,
So through all of these oddball jobs,
odd jobs.
Did you get fired from many of them?
Everyone.
Okay.
Which one were you the best at, though? The fish
I
cutting?
was fantastic at being an usher.
Why?
Actually, I can see that.
Because people go, oh, it's an usher. I go, no, you don't get it. Usher, I can go to class 8 hours a day and watch a film, how it's broken down, how it's written, how it's truly constructed and deconstructed, because I watch it every day. And I started taking notes. And I became really good at understanding editorial.
Right.
And we ended up winning an Oscar for
Was that
best
your-
editing.
Was that your introduction to
That was
film?
my introduction to it, yeah. So I thought, okay, let me just take this horrible job, but I know there's a plan there. It isn't like, okay, I went to 4 years of college to become an usher. No, I went to 4 years of college to eventually do something in the arts.
Right.
And I thought, here it is. This is a no-brainer.
So
Right.
at that point, when you were an usher and you're watching the film and you're breaking it down in your head, were you wanting to be an actor or were you wanting to be a screenwriter, editor, director?
All right, the acting was, I was starting to realize this is never going to happen. People were saying, oh, you have a speech impediment, your mouth is crooked, you slur. And I go, tell me something I don't know. I know that. They said, well, it's just not going to work. Maybe you'll be an extra. So I started to buy into that and go, because every time I was cast, it was always for a thug.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I always thought I'd be like Hugh Grant, as like a selling book,
you?
as a love
Really?
interest. Yeah. What are you saying no for over there?
Mom's saying no.
Come on, you married me. It had to be something.
She's
Something.
so shy.
She thinks you're funny.
I know she does think I'm funny. She's the greatest. She'll have a heart attack. Oh yeah. My wife is the shyest person.
You know
ever
what you've
born.
always said to us, though, was that no matter what we do in life, always learn how to write. Because regardless of anything, because that's what kind of, I guess.
Yeah, you don't even have to be a good writer.
Exactly.
You just have to write, and eventually your inner thoughts will come to the surface and take care of themselves. To be a gifted writer, it's freakish. Like you can be a really gifted actor
Mhm.
and a terrible writer, terrible director. You have to know what your niche is. So anyway, acting, I realized I was always going to play the thug. I was always going to be the mugger. I was always beating up Woody Allen or beating up Jack Lemmon or beating up, who's the guy that played David Carradine?
Mhm.
Actually, David Carradine beat me up. That's when I realized I said, enough is enough. I can't take it anymore. In Death Race 2000. And that's when I started to
Nice.
focus
Love
on
that movie.
the written word. And I was never good.
Well,
Wait, how did
I would
you?
like to talk about the fact that you just said that you're never good,
Never.
because people tend to pursue careers or hobbies at things that they know they're good at, or at least they think that they're good at.
Mhm.
But writing is one of those things that either you go to school and you're taught how to do it, or you're just naturally gifted and that's something that just pours out of you.
Mm.
But you're saying, I knew I wasn't a good writer. So what made you continue to write?
Because I
screenplay
never
after
passed the
screenplay?
English course. In other words, when you say good writer, I'll use that terminology, and you understand the inner workings and outer workings of the English language. In other
Mhm.
words, you understand how to deconstruct and construct a sentence, how to diagram a sentence, how to know what a pronoun is, an adjective. Not me.
But you don't need to know
I
that.
understand, but you do.
They
in a
do
sense.
teach you that you need to know that.
People
yeah.
will grade you. Like you go to college, you turn in your term paper, and you've turned it in the way I turned it in. They say you're an idiot.
But-
But the
Listen.
difference is, it's the way people speak.
Then how did you teach yourself then?
I just an ear.
Did you read a lot? Was it like
I
watching-
did read a lot. I didn't read when I was in college, and then I started when I was broke. I would spend hours at the New York Library
Mhm.
just looking for subject matter, something. And then eventually I came across Edgar
Edgar
Allan
Allan Poe. I knew it.
And I said, what do I have to do with this guy? Nothing, zero. He's a stone genius. He's a poet laureate. He's an incredible writer. And I mean, he would have been the most amazing director. In other words, he didn't
Yeah.
have that
Yeah.
visual
So
outlet back then.
is he what changed everything for you?
But here's what changed me, folks, is when you start to get something that's out of your wheelhouse. For example, writing about Poe. I was no longer writing about what I did last summer or my adventure or how I got along with my mother. It was about another subject.
Mm.
So now I became a writer about another subject. So you
Right.
became an investigator, you became more, you're exploring. In other words,
Mhm.
you became a vehicle for writing that's not just about you.
Yeah.
Like you'll see some things like Woody Allen, he'll do 80% of his material is him
Right.
about his life.
Mhm.
That's what he does,
Mhm.
and he does it well. Whereas I thought, "Oh, I'm never gonna get out of this until I start writing about someone else's life." And that was the beginning of Poe, and then from Poe, I did a thing called Cheerful Charlie, which is an incredible story.